thank you all for joining us in Toronto for your for this world premiere. And thank you for letting us play this film. Congratulations, this is a feat. And so I just want to start from the beginning, really, with you, Lijo. How did you find Harish's story at Maoist, and what struck you about it to want to create it visually?
Harish is a very known writer of short stories. He's a award winner there. And this story actually came to me a lot later after he wrote it. But I should say that the moment I went through it, when all I figured is this part in which man and the space between man and beast shortens and both becomes one. So we worked on that. We actually kept the story part away, and we just worked on this piece of how the space between man and beast goes, disappears basically. Yeah.
It's very much man versus beast versus man.
Any which way you can take it, but
definitely.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you're known in South Asia for your kind of crowd choreography, and truly I would like to dub you the master of chaos with this film and so much others.
I should say, I would love to say that the film is kind of choreographed chaos, in chaos in a way. So that way, when I liked.
Yes. So it's very much how did you make this film, and how did you set the pace? And I mean, we could talk about that final scene, but it's everything that leads up to it too.
I don't know how far I can go into the details, but of course, when the entire crowd who you see there are not professionals at all. They're all from the land, the place. They're mostly workers from the tea gardens. And we all we did was to just get them there and make them feel that we are not doing rocket science. So it was like just making them run or scream, or just telling them it's just a dream sequence in which you're all turning animals. So just act like animals. So I mean, that is the job, I guess.
And so for our cast that's with us here today, creating these, because it's so much of, there's the rivalry and the stubbornness and the greed that you see in all their collection, and the past histories that come part of this hunt. So I wonder, how did you prepare for this hunt together, and the characters? How did you build the characters?
That's what I said. Like, I don't prepare them at all. So it's like when just not preparing too much works for me mostly. So most of these sequences, it turned into this because I never prepared them so much, because the instinct worked better for me. I hope that worked.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. And so creating the sound design and really the beat that courses through, along with all the adrenaline in my body. How did you create the sound with your team?
So in our film, the soundscape is a mixture of the music, the actual sound design in itself, and the setting, what you see. So I should thank Ranganath Revi, our sound designer, who's not here, who got married like 2 days back.
So, congratulations.
So he and our music director Prashant Pillai, and our final mix was done by Kannan Ganpat. So these three combinedly created the sound, and I'm very particular about my sounds.
Well, it showed. Okay, I'd like to open up the questioning to the audience now. Yep, right at the...
How are you able to control the buffalo?
The question was, how are you able to control the buffalo?
We never controlled it.
Was there only one?
See, there was there were like two buffaloes, and we never used the live buffalo in the actual scenes. It was a dummy, which we created. It's more of an animatronics work. We could operate the bull from inside. The bull can move its head, its tail. We helped us, I guess, because again, we have to stick to our budget, and it doesn't allow us to go heavy VFX. And I'm not happy with any of those VFX work which I'd see. So all this combined helped us, I guess.
Did you? Yeah.
You had any problem in getting a sensible clearance? Yeah. Because there was a bull. When I made a short film, always it was rewarding without a none. I have received lots of time certificate that
That's
no
what I'm saying.
animal was used. So here was actually used the animal. And we had no problem.
No, we've not used the animal for any stunts. We are honored that you feel so.
There is real sympathy for the buffaloes. Yeah.
And I'm really, really glad that people are asking how you manage the everything.
I was convinced.
And the bulls are very much at my hometown, and it's going to be there till I'm dead, I guess.
Okay. Yep. Over here.
They live happily ever after. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Where did you mostly shoot this from?
What is that?
Where did you mostly shoot this from?
It's all in a place called Idiki. Idiki is Kattapana is the actual place to be. Idiki district, basically. It's in Kerala. Yeah.
So, most of your films are rooted and nourished in chaos. Why chaos?
So the question is, why chaos? Why are you
Because
drawn to it?
because I'm a very very sweet and calm.
Yes, over here.
The DOP is fantastic. So how many steps you have added to this picture? The DOP is absolutely fantastic. So I was going to ask how many steps you have added to this picture?
To his Fitbit, he's asking. And the cinematography is incredible. How many steps did he add to his Fitbit while shooting this film?
So I should say that when if you have some time, please catch one of my earlier films, which is Angamali Diaries, which is a climax.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, and it has a 11-minute single take shot as a climax. So you know how the same guy, the same guy who.
And you've used some of your same cast from your previous films. So, and those are more like crime gangster films. So how did you, I mean, this is very much not a crime gangster film. It was so much more physical. So
Yeah.
were they up to, they were up to the task, I guess.
Yeah.
How,
Good
so,
enough, fit enough.
yeah, how much running did you do?
I did a very long run, like maybe more than 100 kilometers. Like, lots of retaking. We've done a lot of retaking. So, I mean, fit.
What's the fight for real? The climax fight, what is for real?
No. I wasn't there. That is another different actor. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
The two part it was kind of real only.
Thrown against some walls, Anthony. Yes.
Yeah, we had to really put them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were really getting into it. And for Shanti, I mean, so this film is so male centric, and I really thought it was like, this is what happens with unchecked masculinity. But for you, you are kind of your character is very much the centerpiece of this rivalry between Jallikattu and Anthony. So how did you feel about being the center of that?
It was nice to be sort of removed from the chaos, but to still be a catalyst, So it's a different experience watching it on the big screen. So I'm really glad to have been part of the film.
Okay, another question from the audience. Yeah.
Lijo, I'm from Kerala, India. First of all, kudos to you and the entire crew. Very rare that we get a chance to interact with celebrities like you in a place like Kerala. So it's a pleasure, a pride to talk to you all so closely. We waited for almost 2 hours to come in, but it was all worth the effort. Most of the people in the office showed them the first picture of Jallikattu, and it's befitting to the climax. And I'm sure they'll be bowled out, seeing the climax. It's a spectacular work. Kudos to the long shot that you are in love with. This was an extension from Andaman. There, if it was one, you could see a lot of long shots here.
Always on the run.
Thank you. Thank you.
So many of your films have these big group fights and a lot of people talking at once. How much of your dialogue is written and improvised?
So the question is, a lot of the scenes, they have a lot of people talking over each other and very intense yelling and chaos, of course. And so how much of this is scripted and how much of it is improvisation?
No, it's definitely, we have a draft in which we have the entire thing ready. I'm not I'm not too intelligent a director that I can work without a script. I need a script. I need a proper draft. It's always written, but at the same time, I give all the liberation to the actors to improvise in their own way and the way they.
It is improvisation.
No, it's definitely, we have a draft in which we have the entire thing ready. I'm not I'm not too intelligent a director that I can work without a script. I need a script. I need a proper draft. It's always written, but at the same time, I give all the liberation to the actors to improvise in their own way and the way they're comfortable on the scenes. And so it is definitely improvised in all the scenes.
Yeah, liberation to run freely and jump into the well and everything.
Yeah, right here.
How did you do the last one, the Green Mountain?
So the
Secret.
question is the questions at the human mountain, but I think you could keep that one close to your chest. Okay, yes, just way at the top there.
Selecting the bull as the beast in your film, was that to connect your film with the concept of Jallikattu? Why didn't you select tiger or?
No, there was nothing as such. It is just that when Jallikattu in itself is like a event where when people there's a bull or a beast and people are involved. The crowd is involved. That's all the reason is. There's nothing related to anything in real.
And there's some controversy with that festival because of animal rights and just safety. And I've seen some films about Jallikattu, but this is so much more.
No, it's not related.
It's not related at all. Yeah. So okay. Yes.
I know this is taken up just now, but why was it that the film was more male represented?
More?
Why is it more male represented?
So the question is, why was it more male represented, or why was it all a village of men?
All I can say is that I don't know. It's like how to portray women running behind a bull in that village. So I consider all the women in the film are sensible than men, so that they don't come
And am I right in thinking you had a cameo at one point? Did you know
As
you
a
had
bull.
principal? Okay. Yes. Yeah. So the question is, if there was any thought to kind of anthropomorphize the bull or give it a character itself within the film.
I know it's like just two forms, I guess. I considered it like just two forms of the violence. It's there, the bull is there, and the human beings are there, and the space slowly disappears as the film goes forward, and when it culminates there's no space between. It's just the beast, I guess. And it's more to do with the scenario, present scenario also, I guess.
There are some bull vision, bull POV shots. You know, you get to see through the eyes of the bull and up from the well. And there's diversity of the shots that we see really kind of create this intensity. Who else? Okay, yep.
So I want to talk about the landscape that you showed. So every house have different kind of landscape. Andaman Heritage Second town and Army to the board, for example, so how do you navigate the landscape of origins and fertility?
Yeah. It's for the simple reason that when each story demands a setting, and I consider a setting should be a character in itself. So each time when I pick a story, I make sure that when the setting and surroundings, always dominates. Like always, you figure out it as a character than just a space where the story happens.
One more, yeah.
To underneath the dialogue you gained a lot of time in Tamil Nadu, you just mentioned that Jallikattu is not related to Jallikattu, but men and the beast are involved in the sport. How do you think people of Tamil Nadu take this?
No, it's not at all connected to the sport or the celebration called Jallikattu. Why I use the title is only because I feel that is the only sport or event in India which connects an animal and a crowd. So that's how I chose that. That's all.
Okay, we got the last one in, and then I think that's it for today.
So this question for the original author, right? Looking at you, sir, what was your inspiration behind writing the short story? Because without you, the story would be good. So what was the inspiration behind it? How did you get the idea to write the story?
Sorry, I speak in Malayalam. You can translate. ഞാൻ കോട്ടയം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ സ്ഥലത്താണ് താമസിക്കുന്നത്. അവിടെ എന്റെ വീടിന്റെ അടുത്ത് തന്നെ ഒരു ഇറച്ചിക്കടയുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ ചെറുപ്പം മുതലേ ഇതുപോലെ ഒരുപാട് പോത്തോടുന്നതും എല്ലാം കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാളാണ്. അത് മനസ്സിൽ കിടന്നു. അതോടൊപ്പം ഇത് ഒരു ആനിമൽ ഓടി ആനിമലിനേക്കാളും ഭ്രാന്ത് പിടിക്കുന്ന മനുഷ്യരും എന്നൊരു കൺസെപ്റ്റ് മനസ്സിലുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ടാണത് കഥ എഴുതാനുള്ള പ്രചോദനം.
So basically, he is from a town called Kottayam, and he has seen events similar to this, where a bull jumps off when it is brought to a butchering, and he has seen that like chasing animal slowly when it turns the entire crowd into an animal. So it's just that inspired him to write this.
Well, thank you very much all for coming and presenting your incredible film, and for us to host. We are sincerely grateful to share this with the world.